Welcome back to Chaos Lands. In this video I show you how to add features to my video game and explain how it works. The last time we spawned the player at a certain position and created the swamp biome, and today we will create two more biomes. This will be a desert and a nutritious plants biome where the plants grow faster. Also, the North and South Pole will be created, but first we start by surrounding the water with a beach. And we do that by using the noise matrix from part 1. If you haven't watched it, you can check it out. And in the range from the matrix where the values are between 1 and -1, we want to place sand, and below -4 we want to spawn, we want to place dirt, but if we do it like that, we get this weird arrangement, so that's not what we want. Maybe I should think before I code something, so if it's below -5, we want to place sand, and that should guarantee that at the water is always sand, because until -4 there is normal grass, and below that there's sand. And if you don't know how the matrix works with the Perlin noise, I really recommend you to check out the first part. But for now on, let's keep going. And if you check now, the beaches are generated, but they look a little bit thin. So I decided to make them a little bit thicker. But in general, I'm happy with the result, so we can keep going from here. So if you say that a dirt should only spawn above -3.5, sand has more space to spawn, and as you can see, the beaches are a little bit bigger and look a little bit nicer. The next thing on the list is to spawn the poles, and we will do that by iterating through the x-axis, and at random x positions we will generate a circle, and we will use two tile types. We will generate ice, and we also will generate snow. And now we check for every position on the x coordinate if a random value is equal to 0, and if this value is equal to 0, we want to spawn a piece of pole, and we do that by calling the calc function on the RNG object and just placing a radius. We are placing a circle of a tile of type ice and snow. And first we need the CT position to execute this function, and the world.execute lambda for every tile in range is a function I explained in the first part, and it, in short words, it generates a circle of the tile type we insert. So here we insert the type ice, and I will do something similar for the snow generation. So we have to insert the snow type, and also we have to adjust the position, the y position where the snow should be generated, because we are currently creating the South Pole, and the snow should be first, and then after the snow the ice should come second. So if you walk to the South Pole, you should first walk at snow and after that on ice. So let's generate circles of size 20 and 25, and let's try it. I don't see no snow and also no ice, so there must be a bug somewhere. And the bug is that I don't check if the random value is equal to 0, because we generate random values from 0 to 19, and we have to check if it's if the value is 0, because the probability is 1/120 that the random generated value is 0. And also we generated the North Pole and not the South Pole. That's another reason why we couldn't see it, because at the bottom left at this world the coordinate is 0, 0, and if you go up and to the right side the coordinates increase. So if you look at the code, you can see that the coordinates we inserted are for the South Pole and not for the North Pole. That they are for the North Pole and not for the South Pole. But we will create the South Pole later. But first we should spawn more circles, because then there will be no spaces between the world. And if we look at it again, there's no space or few dirt, and there's also sand, which we should remove later. But first focus on the poles, and it looks fine. Another thing I notice is that there's no ice, just white snow. And that's the next thing we want to do, is to edit this lambda function to take a onto type, and this type represents a type that we will place the tile onto. So we will place ice onto snow, because we generated snow first, and then we will place the ice on top of the snow. And if it works, we should see that we now have first we have snow and then ice, and this biome is also overlapping with the pole, which is not nice, but we will fix this in a second. So here we have the North Pole, and the South Pole will be generated similarly. So just copy the code and adjust the y coordinates. So the snow should be generated at 50, and the snow should be generated at 0. And let's try it. And as you can see at the bottom, there's now also ice and stone, and I think we can keep the stone. And it looks a little bit different at a time. And now I will make some little adjustments. So I will spawn fewer circles, so that the ice snow gets some nice corners, and there are not only just straight lines, but also little paths inside the ice. And that is fine. What we want to do now is to stop the beaches from generating inside the poles. So we look at the poles, and they start at 35 blocks inside the world. So from the top and the bottom, 35 blocks are the poles. And we say for the beach the value has to be greater than 35 and smaller than the worldwide with minus 35, and that should prevent the beaches from spawning. And let's try it. And as you can see, at the top are beaches, but at the bottom there are no beaches anymore. And now what we want to do is to create a new function to spawn a biome. because we in the last video we generated the swamp biome, and in this video we want to spawn a desert and also a nutritious plants biome where the plants grow faster. Because of this we create a function and call it place biome. And because we programmed the content of the function in the last video, we can just take the source code from up where we coded it and place it at the bottom. And at the top, call the function place biome. This function will take the world width and also the type of the biome we want to place, or more exactly the tile type. And for the swamp biome, this will be the swamp, which is also already side of the function execute lambda for every tile in range, and we will use an onto type because we also want to check if the current tile is of the type we want to place it. So we have a type and an onto type. We have to use it also in the .h file, so the definition and the implementation matches. And now we are good to go. So fill out the definition at the top. So we will input the world size and also the type of the biome. So this will be swamp. And for the other biomes, we can just use the same function and insert nutritious dirt and also the sand. So we get a desert. So this should do the trick. And now if we examine the south pole, we can see that the biomes are generated inside the south pole, which we don't want. So we will fix this by inserting also the onto type into the place biome function. So now it's still not working, so I have to check again what the problem is. As you can see, the sand was inside the south pole. The problem is that we generate the biomes before we generate the poles, so the poles have no space to generate because they are already biomes. So if we change the order, this problem should be gone. If you enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe, comment and like this video. Have a great day.